Ooh, welcome in, sports fans. How y'all doing today? Out here living the dream. Been a while. Now, Saturdays will typically be a fishing day, but I want to talk a little football before I went fishing. And we still haven't set up the fishing live stream set up just right yet. We had a few complaints about the quality of the streaming, so got to get that figured out first. Maybe just do pre-recorded and then stream it, some along those lines. But man, we're excited to be getting it, boys. We got NFL football happening. We got the draft. First 2 days are done in the books. Round one on what was that, Thursday night. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Uh, the quarterback everyone expected to go was Cam Ward. We knew Cam Ward would be a first round pick. We thought Sheduer Sanders would be a first round pick. As everybody knows, I'm a Chiefs fan. And the Chiefs traded back to pick 32 from pick 31 with the Eagles. And I kind of was watching it and I'm like, well, maybe someone's going to trade into the first round and get that fifth year option on Sheduer Sanders. Oh, no, that's not what happened. No, we get an offensive tackle. Okay, I would need that. I can dig it. But surely Sheduer Sanders will go in the second round at some point. Imagine my surprise when I look around and I see not a soul in sight. That's right. Not a single soul in sight. Not one single team was like, actually, yeah, let me pick them up. So we get to the third round. Obviously going to be a third round pick. Nope. Big old nope. Big old swing and miss. Nope. Look, y'all remember Colin Kaepernick? This is giving me Colin Kaepernick flashbacks. Look, when the NFL does not want you in the league, you're not going to be in the league. Like, it's that simple. It is that simple to them. They don't care. They don't care. This is got to be a message clear across the college. Every agent in the NFL is going to be telling their guy, do not say that. Do not do that. This is going to be a textbook example of what not to do, because you know what happens when you do. We've seen Eli Manning do the same thing. He said, I'm not going to the Chargers. The Chargers said, like, actually, you are. You are. We're going to draft you. He ain't playing for them. He ain't doing that. I ain't doing it. Which is somewhat understandable. Look, if you're telling me I'm about to go to the Browns, this is about to be my new job, it's not the NFL you dreamed of growing up, right? You didn't grow up and join the NFL to be in this malarkey, right? Like, it's crazy to think about. It's wild to me that we can sit here and watch it happen and just not even think twice about it. It's crazy to see. And, he's going to end up in the league. There's zero doubt in my mind about that. He'll be in the league. That being said, someone's getting a little bit better of a draft deal than they thought they did. I know you might be thinking, what's the big deal? He's going to end up somewhere on some team. Well, once upon a time, the NFL used to throw the bag at these rookies. They used to just give them every single dollar they they could even dream about. And now, instead of it being every single little dollar you could dream about, they got a predetermined pay structure. So your first round, first overall pick, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna make a lot of money. But the later guys, not so much. It's actually well past the point that Cam Ward in his first year will make twice the amount that Sheduer Sanders is going to make. They're really bringing this dude into the league and saying, we're not actually going to pay you that much money. Now, I mean, it's kind of crazy to see it all the way to the fourth. This stuff does happen on time to times in different ways. So we can take a flashback to Tyreek Hill and look what happened to Tyreek Hill when he was drafted. Tyreek Hill probably would have been a first round pick if he would have never had that incident in college. He would have been invited to the NFL Combine. He would have ran a 4.2 nothing, and teams would have started drooling. But he had major character issues. He wasn't even invited to the NFL Combine and some more stuff. This led to him falling to the fourth round. You see that collusion in minor things, but you don't typically see it at this level for a pick like Sheduer Sanders. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I assumed Sheduer Sanders was highly overrated, right? I thought he was done, over with, finito. Nope, nope, no, no, no. That's so crazy to think about. It's just so crazy to think about how I'm like, he's kind of overrated, but I still think he's going in the first round. To I really expected that Lamar Jackson move. I thought a team would trade up at the very end of that first round just to grab that fifth year of eligibility. Because whatever team's picking him kind of is going to shoot themselves in the foot if he did ball out. Not really, because they saved a bunch of money for 3 years at least. He's going to go be a backup quarterback somewhere. Sheduer Sanders is going to wind up on the bench learning football. I mean, honestly, at this point, even as a Chiefs, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on him. And you think, why? Why possibly would you take a flyer at fourth or fifth round on Sheduer Sanders? Because it's trade value. It's trade value. I can have a backup quarterback for pennies on the dollar for 4 years locked in. He can learn the Andy Reid system, gain value, and then when a team goes down, you create a Matt Castle, a Jimmy Garoppolo situation, and you get a second round pick for Sheduer Sanders. At this point, it's like a stock market play. Like the stock will go up, like buy low, sell high. Traditional value here. Look, Sheduer Sanders, crazy. Let's talk about Travis Hunter. We need to talk about Travis Hunter. Pretty impressive. Jacksonville Jaguars trade up with the Cleveland Browns saving Travis Hunter from the Brown Town. Crazy to think about. And This is what you get. This is exactly what you get. It's crazy to see. Wild. Look, shout out to Travis Hunter. Well, folks, this was just going to be a quick one today. I just wanted to basically share my thoughts on Sheduer Sanders and the malarkey. I'll probably end up dropping this as just a straight up video, but it's all good. It happens. And, pretty impressive first round. There's no crazy, nothing too crazy in my opinion. It'd be fun to see. We'll do a breakdown and do a draft grade for everybody's team here this weekend after the draft is done. It should be fun to do. Should be very interesting. Pick out the winners and losers. Give them my grades. It'd be fun to see. All right, folks. Stay bold.